Okay. Welcome, everybody. Let me just get this set up real quick. And I got to check now that we're on, don't I? Okay, we are good. Welcome. The 3 best friends you'll ever have. Welcome, everybody. It's Jason Barlow, RMT. I'm here today as your therapist and as your coach to help you transform your stress, your tension, and pain into health, happiness, and vitality. Welcome. Every Thursday, I like to share with you a little tidbit from my book and expand on the notes that I'm sharing with you in my free digital book. It's still free right now, but it's not going to be free forever. Try and act as quick as you can. Just go to my website, www.jasonbarlowrmt.com. Leave me your email. I'll fire off a digital copy right away. If you prefer to have the paperback edition, just go to Amazon and put in the 15-step playbook for pain relief. It's 15 steps. It's nothing. It's my bare minimum. It's what I teach is the bare essentials to get you going and transforming your life, transforming that stress, your tension, your pain. But I guarantee if you take this medicine and apply those 15 steps, not just read them and intellectually take it on, but actually follow through and do the steps, I guarantee you're going to have a transformation. You'll change the way that you look at things. You'll change the way that you do things. Your habits will be better and improved upon, and you'll start to see changes. Now, the essence beyond that, though, is consistently doing it. There's some great research out there about the 1% change. Just making 1% changes in the different threads and areas of your life and how cumulatively you will see a massive transformation. But that massive transformation doesn't come overnight. Where you're at right now didn't come overnight. Now, the only exception to that is if you've had some kind of trauma, right? There's 2 types of injuries. Trauma, you slip, you bang, you bump, you fall. That's fairly instantaneous. You know you've got an injury. But what's the background to that? Why did that injury happen? And the second component to why injuries happen is what I class as a slow motion injury. It was taught to me by Paul St. John, neurosomatic therapist. And that is the gradual accumulation of 1% every day throughout your day of improper movement, lack of stretching, certain postures that we adopt for a period of time. They're building up, accumulate over many weeks, months, and years. And then that's when we see the scale get tipped to the point where our body goes, you know what? I'm done. It starts producing signs and symptoms. If we don't pay attention, it'll produce something on a bigger scale to get your attention. Okay, now let's plunge into today. What are these 3 best friends and why are they the best friends that I'll ever actually have? What are you even talking about, Jay? I've got some great friends in my life right now, and that's wonderful. Don't change that. They're important. Again, I talk about this in my book, right? Who you surround yourself by, that energy that they're giving to you and that you're giving back as a reciprocity that goes on there will help you to have more expression of health and healing in your life. Ultimately, though, wherever you go, there you are. How much time are you spending alone? How much time are you spending by yourself and what is being communicated at that time? The last few weeks I've been sharing with you revolving just strictly around meditation. So I talked about this probably about 5 weeks ago. Step number 2 in my book is you are what you think. You are what you think. You've heard the term you are how you eat or what you eat. It's the same when it comes to thinking also. Do you know how many thoughts you have every day on average? And this is average, so it can go up or it could go down. 75,000 thoughts a day. How many of those are under your control is the question. And this is where your 3 best friends coming in today. I then looked at meditation as your tool, and I explored, what is meditation exactly? Why is it beneficial? So we're trying to focus our mind, get our mind concentrated, pay attention to our attention. The pitfalls of meditation, right? Those challenges that we face when we're especially a newbie, a rookie to meditation. I don't have time. It's boring. And I just feel like my mind's even busier than ever, right? Those pitfalls. What does a meditator even think about? What are the types of meditation that we can do? What are the objects of meditation? Why is that even beneficial? What does it bring into in our life? Now remember, ultimately, what I'm trying to share with you here is means by which you can have more health, happiness, vitality. So you got to get serious about this. In the sense of, if you're truly, truly focused around having more health, happiness, and vitality, take on board with what I'm sharing with you. Try it, experiment, taste it, test it. Get your feedback yourself to understand, wow, yeah, actually that does make a difference. Because I've got the feedback for myself. That's why I'm here, sat in front of this camera and this laptop, sharing this information with you. I know what it feels like. I know what the stumbling blocks are, and I've tripped and fallen many times, and I still have moments of frustration and agitation and anger and anxiety and depression. They still come, but the scale of them is significantly way, way smaller than what I'd experienced in the past. Anyway, I could talk more about that, but let's get to the three best friends. The three best friends are mindfulness, alertness, and conscientiousness. So let's look at, well, let me explain why they are your three best friends. So in my book, I talk about this in terms of mental posture. Your mental posture revolves around two golden rules. One, always watch your mind. And two, always watch your speech when you're around others. So that's a core rules, if you will, golden rules that I employ, encourage you to follow. Because very often when we're by ourselves, right, what we're communicating to ourselves within our mind space usually can be very detrimental. If we actually go, you know what, that doesn't serve me, and we check on this. This is where your three best friends come in. And when we're around others, what are we saying? What are we speaking? And what are we thinking around those people? Because we're usually very critical of others, and then we're exceedingly critical about ourselves very often. I know I've fallen into that. I still do. And this is the essence of meditation in my practice on a day-to-day basis. So what is mindfulness? Mindfulness is not forgetting, always remembering what it is that you've been considering by way of a meditation object. And we're speaking specifically for meditation right now, but mindfulness you can use in any context. Mindfulness is just always remembering maybe an intention or a goal, something that's actually serving you. Because we're usually very good with our mindfulness about our self-criticism or self-sabotage, right? Or you said you were going to do this, but you didn't. We usually keep our mind track on those lines of thinking, which takes us away from health, happiness, vitality, brings in more dis-ease in our mind, which then transforms into or translates across into physical manifestation of pain, stress, tension, and pain also. So mindfulness is your first friend. And mindfulness is going to serve you because it's actually going to enrich your mind. It's going to help you to filter and control those 75,000 thoughts. What if you could specifically have 75,000 thoughts that are fully under your control and that serve you and optimize your health, your happiness, and vitality? Would that be of interest to you? If you could tap into that, would that be of interest to you? And you might put your hand up, but then not believe it. That's the self-critical mind and your mindfulness. And this is what's happening all the time. This is that 75,000 thoughts. Very often, it derails us. It takes us away from our achievement of what we want in life. Because if you check, we all want the same things. We want to be happy all the time, and we want to be free from pain all the time. Everybody wants that. All living beings want that. All animals, all insects, we all want the same thing. What are we doing to get there, and how prepared are we to dive in and especially observe our mind? Alertness is our second best friend, and that is a spy-like part of our mind. It's almost like a mind guard. Think of a physical bodyguard, right? Imagine you got a bodyguard that wherever you go, if somebody was to attack you or threaten you, the bodyguard would step in and protect and prevent the harm from happening. The alertness in your mind behaves like that physical bodyguard. It's a mind guard. It's always, ideally when it's active, is surreptitiously, very discreetly in our mind, checking and observing what's coming into our mind and then removing that harmful thought before it takes hold. Because we all have them. These harmful thoughts aren't just going to stop. I mean, eventually, yes, if we become enlightened, they potentially can, right? But that can seem like a long, long way away. But in the interim, we can at least protect our mind by noticing when these harmful thoughts come up. Remember, harmful thoughts are the ones that are going to derail you away from health, happiness, vitality. They're going to push you into more pain and dis-ease. Those are the ones that we want to get rid of. How do we do it? We use meditation. We formally sit and meditate. Wonderful, beautiful. We can concentrate our mind. But that might be 10 minutes a day. What are we doing for the 23 hours and 50 minutes in between? And this is where your three best friends come in. So mindfulness, not forgetting what you've learned about, meditated about, what you've been inspired about, what's beneficial and helpful in your thinking. To alertness is that spy-like part of your mind, the mind guard, let's call it. It's going to protect you and notice when harm is coming your way by way of thoughts, your thoughts. Protect them and keep yourself concentrated using mindfulness back on the object that you were thinking about by reading or meditating. And the final third best friend, I mean, there's lots more beyond that, but the three most important and best friends are conscientiousness. And conscientiousness, it guards our mind specifically against harmful thoughts, non-virtuous thoughts, and it takes delight in virtue. That is, minds of positivity, minds that are serving you, minds that are inspiring and empowering and lifting and raising and supporting and healing. Because the more you communicate healing to your body through those 75,000 thoughts a day, the more you're able to control them through mindfulness, alertness, conscientiousness, and meditation. It's like the highest speed internet of accessing everything that's going to serve your body for optimal health, happiness, and vitality. See, your body is a natural pharmacy. It's a natural pharmacy. And to produce what you need to heal, it starts, from my point of view and experience, it starts with the very thoughts that you have on a daily basis. And you have lots of them. And remember that other formula I've shared with you before. If you wish to have different results, we've got to reverse engineer this. Then we've got to take different actions. And to take different actions, you've got to have different feelings. And to have different feelings, the birthplace are your thoughts. Start with your thoughts, transform your life. Thank you for joining me. I hope you found that of benefit. Please go and access my book whilst it's still free. It will still have a free chapter available moving forward if you don't get a chance to get the free digital book right away. But if you want to get the free full book, now's the time to act. So go do that right away. We're here at the end of February, so I can almost assure you by the beginning of April, it will no longer be a free digital copy. You'll be able to get a free chapter and that will be it. But to get the book, it'll be a minimal investment, and you can come and take my program, which gets into more detail. And I love to share this information with you. So hopefully you're realizing that, wow, yeah, he's got a good message that I resonate with, and I really like how he's articulating this, and I'm intrigued. I want to explore more about my mind. Beautiful. Then go read my book, because I talk more about the mind, but then I also go into the physical body, the food, and I also talk about your rest and recovery. And that's what I put under the umbrella of your 4 controls. Those are well within your control. You just have to learn how to fully take control of those areas. And once you do, you have more expression of health and happiness and vitality. Remember, your muscle health is my #1 priority. Join me again tomorrow, and I will be sharing my book of the week. Join me then, and we'll see you then.